Number 1 being proudly displayed on the front of that car. Let's listen to the sound of an F1 car on the streets of Moscow. Jensen Button brings the car past the Kremlin, past the Red Square. Noise echoes off the walls here in Moscow, giving the crowd some fantastic spectacle and some things to remember and things to focus on for when F1, possibly Jensen Button and the rest of the grid will come to the streets of Moscow in 2012 for a race proper. Really get a sense of the sheer brutal acceleration of a Formula One car, even on not on ideal conditions, on a dusty and slippery and very bumpy street circuit. And obviously, McLaren boys will have set the car up accordingly with relatively soft suspension and very high ride height. You can hear the clattering of the plank of the car bashing against the bumps as he charged through the windy section at the start of the lap. I don't know if Jensen was supposed to do quite as many runs as this, but he's obviously enjoyed himself, but I don't think anyone's going to complain. Now, there is a clock ticking there just to give us an idea of times. Unfortunately, we're not privy to that. Not able to get that information, but it's all about the sound and the spectacle and the show for Jensen Button this afternoon. A very different driving style to the one he's become renowned for, that silky, smooth, effortless style. The style that probably won him his first race of the year this year in Australia by looking after the tyres so well in Australia. In difficult changing conditions, he managed to avoid a second stop. And when Sebastian Vettel hit problems, he was in the right place at the right time. Ooh, Jensen, I don't think he meant to end up quite where he did there. When you stand next to one of these cars on full blast, just get a sensation of the ground shaking and your ears just echo for hours afterwards. You can see why your ear defenders and earplugs now. This is a proper donut. Holding the car on your left foot with the brake, hard on the power, but a little bit of lock, and then you do your stereotypical round in a circle donut that has become so famous. I remember seeing Nigel Mansell doing that in the Williams Honda Turbo at Brands Hatch back in the late 80s after he'd narrowly missed out on winning the World Championship in 86. Just sat there, both hands off the wheel. Beautifully, perfectly executed stuff. Difficult thing to get absolutely right. Can go horribly wrong if you don't time it properly. So for Jensen Button, for Vodafone, McLaren, Mercedes, and for all of their commercial partners, a great chance to them to get exposure in a very different part of the world to the ones they normally see. And one final blast. Now the boys at the McLaren test team, as that car comes to a standstill, look at the rear tyres, look how they've completely destroyed the tread. The grooves have gone all together. They always look a bit anxious, the techies, and oh, what the hell have you done to our car, Jensen? That's what they're probably saying. Round of applause. Girls immediately, oh, they're earning their money, aren't they? They're straight in there.